Let's take a look at MicroStrategy stocks and see what's happening. I'll also show you what's going on in the options market, touching on volatility, which is currently decreasing. We'll compare historical implied volatility as well. Let's look at the market forecast for this company. As usual, I want to present a strategy that will profit regardless of which way the stock moves, with an almost 80% probability of success. It will be very interesting. Now, let's see what's happening with MicroStrategy stocks. Just a reminder, in the previous review, I talked about the report the company presented, indicating that they continue to accumulate Bitcoins on their balance sheet. As we can see, there is a correlation with Bitcoin. Previously, it was very strong, but at the moment, MicroStrategy has outpaced Bitcoin and is growing faster than Bitcoin itself. Again, in my opinion, this is a temporary phenomenon, just like it was in early 2021. I think sooner or later, everything will return to its place. Let's look at the volatility and see what's happening there. I believe volatility will give us an indication of where this stock might be heading. With the decreasing volatility, which is currently at 100%, the situation has normalized after the report. This is because the stock has been trading sideways for almost a month now. Consequently, volatility is also beginning to decrease. Let's take a look at the volatility smile. But in essence, volatility slightly increases towards the upside, towards the calls. Conversely, volatility rises towards the downside, towards the puts, though these changes might not be significant. It appears that prudent investors are hedging their purchase stocks by buying puts on this company. Now let's examine the historical and implied volatility to see what's going on. Gray the lines represent historical volatility, while the white line represents implied volatility. I want to remind you that trading can involve not only the stock itself but also volatility. In this case, using options, particularly puts, might be necessary to structure everything correctly. I can show you what artificial intelligence will offer us. We can say that the volatility is acceptable, it will drop by 20%, and the program will automatically generate interesting strategies for us. Using options and various probability of profit, we can see what is offered to us with a probability of profit equal to 67%. We are offered to sell one call with a strike of $730, buy a call with a strike of $1,010, also buy a call with a strike of $1,020, and sell a call with a strike of $1,900. Such a combined strategy is sufficient, not simple. I always tell everyone that I don't recommend trading, investing with the help of some pundits, bloggers, artificial intelligence. I always say that you need to think for yourself. But let's immediately look at the options trading volume. What is happening here? As we can see, a very large volume is concentrated at the levels of $1,500, $1,600, and $1,400. This concerns call options. We have a very large volume concentrated at the levels of $800 and $1,200 as for put options. And of course, before the stock can rise, it will need to overcome all these volume walls. Let's take a look. We can see the $1,200 level. As we can see, the stock has been trying for several days in a row to overcome this huge $1,300 wall. Here it is. You can see it right away. We can't do it at all. But if we overcome it, undoubtedly the next wall will be at $1,400. The wall is bigger and the biggest wall is at $1,500. So there is actually still a lot that this company needs to do to continue growing. Also, besides the trading volume, we can look at the open interest. And here the situation changes a little bit. As we can see, the largest open interest is concentrated at the level of $3,800 and $2,500. I assume that this is also related to the Bitcoin forecast. I assume that many traders and investors expect Bitcoin to rise to $100,000, and according to mathematical models and analyses, if Bitcoin rises to $100,000, MicroStrategy could rise to $3,800. That's another 200%. But I want to say right away that I don't expect such a movement to $100,000 yet. Yes, we have positive sentiments. I'm not saying it can't happen. In the market, anything is possible. It's just that at the moment, in terms of risk and reward, in my opinion, the investor is not on the winning side. What am I talking about? Let's go back to MicroStrategy stock. I want to remind you of my philosophy, that I don't know where the stock will go. I can't predict price movements. Yes, I have no idea where the stock will go. The most important thing is prudent position management. If you construct a portfolio prudently and manage positions prudently, then you will make money in any case, no matter where the stock goes. And in the future, I'll show you a bit about that too. In my opinion, currently the risk-reward ratio is not in favor of the investor. Again, this doesn't mean that the stock can't grow to $1,500 or $1,600. It might, but again, you're risking more than you can afford to lose. Again, this is my opinion based on mathematics on how I form and manage my portfolio. Let's also look at the market forecast, what the market predicts for mid-June. And at the moment, the market indicates that the stock will most likely be around $1,100. That is, in 1.5 months, the stock will likely drop a bit. Again, I'm not saying this, the market is saying this. this. If someone argues saying that I'm wrong, automatically they're saying that the market is wrong. And what can happen if you go against the market? Sooner or later you will lose. I guarantee you that. Yes, you can win once, twice, but in the long run you will lose to the market. But to avoid losing, let's look at the 3D volatility. I always show this. Here we have all the information concentrated, this expiration about volumes and what could happen here. Based on all of the above, I've built an interesting strategy. Let's take a look at it. As we can see, if the stock rises to $1,600, we earn $40,000. If the stock falls, for example, to $900, we earn $29,000 from it. I always tell you the probability of profit. Here it's almost 80%, so I don't know where the stock will go. Yes, I don't know, but I build the strategy so that I can make money anyway. As you can see, the strategy looks like this. There are many purchased options, many sold options. In the strategy, I immediately say it's very complex. It needs to be managed. Under no circumstances should it be opened just like that. If you open this strategy, I guarantee you'll lose money. That's for sure, because it needs to be managed. You need to buy options at the right moment, sell options, hedge options, and consequently, only in this way will this strategy work. But again, if you're a professional in options, you don't need hints. You can create such a strategy yourself. If you don't understand options, then you absolutely shouldn't engage in such a strategy. I demonstrated it solely to confirm my words about skilled position management. Your task is to construct and maintain a portfolio to profit at any given moment, regardless of where the stock goes. That's the most important thing. I've always emphasized this, and I want to reiterate that besides all this, there are other risks involved here. Risks include sudden Bitcoin movements over the weekend, for instance. If, let's say, Bitcoin drops significantly on Sunday by 10 or 20%, which is entirely possible and has happened many times before, Microstrategy stocks could plummet even further, potentially by 50%. That's extremely risky. Therefore, I strongly advise against using leverage or credit funds because you could genuinely lose all your money. Trading such companies is very risky overall. If I were to trade them, I would exclusively use sound position management, crafting, selling, buying, just as I do and explain in all my videos. Also, I'd like to remind you that my new experiment will start very soon. There, I'll be surpassing and constructing a portfolio from scratch. I'll show you which stocks I'm buying and why I'm buying them. There will be a detailed spreadsheet available to everyone. Anyone can come in, take a look, and analyze it. I strive to make it as detailed and understandable as possible. So subscribe not to miss the beginning of this experiment. Also, I recommend you to watch my previous videos related to this company. There, I delved into the company's reports and all the financial indicators. Good luck to everyone.